Peace, my beautiful souls. So I got a few different things I'd like to speak about, which would be relationships. Okay, so my past relationships have been very interesting, to say the least. And I know that a big part of it was because my unhealed self was like attracting certain partners, you know? And I know I'm always talking about, like, well, I talk about how we should speak to people and stuff like that, like when we want to express our emotions. It shouldn't be like yelling and things like that. But before I had this mindset, I was like the complete opposite. Not that I thought that you should be speaking to people in whatever manner, but I was moving from such an unhealed space that for me it always, for the most part, especially when like I said before in one of my previous videos, when I would feel misunderstood and stuff, it would come out like super aggressively. And I've even been in 111 relationships where there was like physical abuse on both parts, on my end too, not only on the other person's. And for like a while, I guess I thought that was okay, especially because I was I was in relationships with women. And so I felt, I guess because we were both women, and I felt like I had, in a way, a valid reason to like put my hands on them. I would always say because it was a reaction, like, and that brings me to talk about, like, before I started doing shadow work, I was easily able to tell what my triggers were, but I was not able at that point in my life to respond properly to my triggers. And I kind of just let that word, a reaction, like, I kind of let that be an excuse, I guess, for how I reacted to when I was being triggered by my partner, if that makes sense. And even like, not even only the physical thing of like putting my hands on them, but like I would scream, I would yell, I would break stuff. And even if I wasn't like in a relationship, I remember from even being like a lot younger, like if I was triggered by something or I didn't know how to like express my emotions, I would like bang my head on the wall. I would hit myself. I would cut myself. I went through various times in my life where I would cut myself because of like not knowing how to handle my emotions, not knowing how to let them go and process them in like a healthy manner. And like I said, I knew what my triggers were. I just didn't know how to process them. I didn't know how to handle them. And when I started doing shadow work, shadow work and affirmations, it helped me tremendously because I was able to really, for one, like see what my feelings, like what I actually was feeling and why, and then give myself the time and grace to react to them, respond to them differently, especially because I was actually being able to understand where those feelings were coming from and what they were actually trying to show me and tell me in those moments. And it wasn't that I was truly angry and wanted to break stuff or hit stuff or anything like that. There were things deeper than what I was realizing in the moment. And this is kind of going on pretty long. And of course my videos be all over the place, but that's okay. But either which way, yeah, I just wanted to take this time to, I guess, give gratitude to how far I've come and me learning about shadow work and stuff and being able to actually like process my emotions in a healthy manner. And also to say like, you can change, you know, like you don't always have to react to your emotions in a way that's like chaotic or toxic, if that makes sense, because I was moving from a very like toxic mindset at that time in my life. And not to say that I never apologized, but either which way, I still was reacting in a very unhealthy manner. Even if I didn't hit people, like even just reacting in a way of screaming, yelling, and breaking stuff and stuff like that, that's very that could be, it is traumatic to other people, because I grew up seeing certain things like that too, and it was traumatic. And that goes to show too, like the whole generational trauma thing and stuff like that. You pick up what you see. That's a part of why I feel like it's so important for us to do our shadow work and stuff like that, because sometimes, well, a lot of the times, we end up picking up other people's projections, whether it's things they said or things they just, that was shown to us, things that we watched that we grew up thinking normal, or even if we knew it wasn't normal, we didn't know like another way to react, to respond, because that's all we were used to, that's what we were shown and taught, whether it was something that we were taught intentionally or it was unintentional on the person's part. It's still something that we picked up, you know, along the way. But yeah, there was more stuff and I kind of just lost my train of thought a little bit, but I'll be back if it comes to mind. I love you and I'll see you later.